Hello again, I'm Robert Fithen, and a new Savers store just opened in my area. And if you're not familiar with Savers, it's sort of like a Goodwill. They take donations and then they sell the products at very low prices. And then a lot of the proceeds of what they sell go to people in need, organizations that support that kind of thing. And so it's very similar to a Goodwill. But I think the products there are a little better. I think they take a little better care of what they're putting on the shelves than does the regular Goodwill. And as far as buying records, I gave up on Goodwills in this area a long time ago, like years and years and years ago. I see videos where people will go to a Goodwill wherever they are, and oh my God, I found this and found that, and oh my God, I found the butcher sleeve and all this craziness. I never find anything like that at Goodwills around here. Some of the Goodwills don't even have records, and when they do, they've got like 5, and it's Al Martino and Andy Williams and Mitch Miller, and occasionally they'll have something a little more hip, like Captain and Tennille. But that's what the Goodwills offer around here. So I don't even bother anymore, and I know that they still don't have anything because other people will tell me. Yeah, I was in a Goodwill yesterday. I was looking for records, trying to find records for you while I was there, and yeah, they don't have any. I'm like, yeah, I know. So Savers is a little better than that. And they have the usual, a lot of clothing, a lot of books, a lot of kitchenware, knickknacks, some old electronics and things like that. And they have records. Now, the one that is in my area that has been open for, a while, like 7, 8 years, every once in a while you can find like one record, maybe like a good country album, like a Waylon Jennings or something like that, or, maybe you can find, something, one, like every half year, there'll be one. But this is a grand opening that happened. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm going to be there right when they open, first day, right when they open the doors, and I'm going to get the first look at the records they're going to put out for their big grand opening. Because usually a store, when they have a grand opening like this, they're going to put everything out and make a big deal out of it, which is what they did. They made a big deal out of it and all that. So I don't know when. I think Savers puts out the new stuff they get in at all different times, so it's not like you go there every Thursday and it's the day for the new product. I think they just put them on the shelves whenever. So I figure, okay, I'll be like one of the first people, if not the first person to look at the records. I'm going to see what they got. And so they open at 10. So I get there at like 11:45. Parking lot is full. Like it's in a strip mall. It's so full, I got to park like 4 stores down. And the parking lot for Savers itself is huge. They got a great location for this new store. I noticed there's already people in the store. I'm like, the store's not even supposed to be open yet. Then I found out, they had an early opening for members or something like that, which I guess I got to become a Savers member. And so right then I'm just like, okay, well, this is going to be a waste of time, because if you collect records, I know if you go to an estate sale or you go to wherever, if you're like the 3rd or 4th, 5th person to look through the records, you're not getting anything, because there's going to be people in front of you and they're going to go, and we're done. And so I get in there not expecting much. I find the records. They're pretty much right. You turn right and they're right there with the DVDs and the books and the tapes and whatever. And I see that 2 people are already looking through the records. And I'm like, well, there it is. So maybe somebody will overlook something. I look on the ground. One guy's got a little stack on the floor. I'm like, oh, man. Why didn't I should have come here sooner. I thought I would be here, 15 minutes before they open. Apparently I needed to be here sooner than that. Then I look a little closer. The stack on the floor the guy's got, the record on top is Barry Manilow. That record gets moved over a little bit. The one under that is Anne Murray. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe there's not any records here anyway. Maybe they're already long gone. So I just start looking through anyway. I know I'm probably not going to find it. It's already been picked through. So I'm looking through and I see this. Found All the Parts, the 10-inch record from Cheap Trick, back when CBS was trying to do 10-inch records. They're trying to make them make a comeback. I know the Clash, Black Market Clash and a couple others didn't really happen, and they pretty much stopped making 10-inch records. But Yeah, I found all the parts from Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick, I've been like kind of on a rediscovery of them on the last year, like really getting into their albums and the album tracks. And so came along right at the right time. By the way, all of these, $3 a piece. That's the price you pay for records at Savers. They don't price them individually and look them up on Discog. That's one of the reasons you go to places like this, because they just go vroom, 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 and everything's $3 each. So $3 for that. $3 for this. Dockan, under lock and key. I don't have any Dockan on record. Now I do. I'm not the biggest Dockan fan in the world. I could take them or leave them, but I think I should at least have a Dockan record. That's total 80s right there. And so I'm going to check out this album, see what's up with Dockan under lock and key. What is on here? In My Dreams? In My Dreams is on here. And It's Not Love is on here, though. I know those two songs. I don't know any of these others. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, but still... Yeah, my voice is cracking. Yeah. Not a great song. Not really a great band, but why not? It was $3. What the hell? Okay, sure, why not? I don't have any of these Kiss, the cover's ripped here, but, what do you expect for $3? Wait a minute, no, I guess you really can't. But anyway, yeah, so what do you expect for $3? I didn't expect this. I don't have any of these. I have the original, the regular solo albums with the poster and the order form and all that, but I don't have any picture discs. So now I've got the Gene Simmons picture disc. I'm flipping through, I'm like, oh shit, do they have the others? No, they don't have the others. They just have the Gene Simmons. Go get greedy, $3 for Easy Action from Alice Cooper. Now, I did already have this, and this cover has definitely seen better days. A lot of ring wear on there. The gatefold, though, is in pretty nice condition. That looks really nice. But the Easy Action that I've had for a few years is like a palm tree, Warner Brothers. This is an actual original with the bizarre, with the straight label on there. This needs to be cleaned, but it's got fingerprints all over it, but it doesn't have like scratches or anything. The record's actually in pretty good condition. Speaking of pretty good condition, this is in great condition. Now, I've had this soundtrack since the late 80s, but mine, if you saw in another video where I show record covers that have been written on, somebody just wrote fuck across the top of it. I don't know why. So now I have one I'm definitely keeping the one I've had for decades, but this is a nice one to actually have that doesn't have profanity on the cover. It's the kind that flips open just like the one I've always had. And the record in here is in terrific condition. I love this album, by the way. Absolute, one of my favorite albums of all time. Tesla, Mechanical Resonance. Again, these are all $3 each. I got this a different copy of this at an estate sale type thing, and I made a whole video on that. I found a bunch of metal records and whatever. That one was in absolute immaculate condition. This one's more like a VG Plus, but I ended up giving that to somebody because they really, really, really love Tesla and they really wanted it. So now I'm going to keep this one for myself. Gary Newman, The Pleasure Principle. I've got a couple of Gary Newman albums. I don't know that much about, his stuff. But he's okay, I guess. But if I'm going to have any Gary Newman, I might as well have this one, the one with cars on it, which this has. So now I've got the popular Gary Newman. Again, the cover of this definitely has ring wear or whatever, but the record's in pretty good condition. And finally, Tina Turns the Country On. It's Tina Turner's debut solo album. I got all kinds of Tina Turner. But for whatever reason, I never got this one, her debut. It's not really easy to find. So I've got I'd say about 15 Tina Turner albums. And now I got 16. This one's still in the shrink wrap. Album is in terrific condition. It's got the cut corner here. But the record's in excellent condition. Looks like it's rarely been played. Again, $3 each. Savers grand opening. If there's ever a Savers that opens in your area and it's a grand opening, you want to go there before they open, because who knows when they open. They say they're going to open at 10. They're open before that. And just check out the records, because you never know what you're going to find, but you definitely want to get there early, because somebody like me will come through and get the good ones. I did leave some. I didn't take all. If I had it and I had a good copy of it, I left it for somebody else. There was a couple of Eagles albums there that I left because I already had those. There was some Journey that I already have Journey. There was a Neil Young there. I left the Neil Young for somebody else. It wasn't like I came through and vultured everything and I'm going to flip a bunch of stuff and whatever. So I did leave. There was a Night Ranger, and a bunch of other stuff too that I left in there. So, but these, I could not pass those up. $3 a piece. Thank you so much, Savers. I'm Robert Fithen, and that's my story of the Savers grand opening. I'll be cleaning these and checking these out and cranking some of these up. And thank you so much for watching. I'll get back to my deep dive into the albums of 1983 in the next one. I'll talk to you then.